Hello, I'm James Shillinglaw here at Virtuoso Travel Week. It's the last day, and actually, if you look at us, we're all dressed up with no place to go. Actually, we do have a place to go. It's the Virtuoso Gala, and we're just before that. It's the final event of this grand week, and I'm here with Helen McCabe-Young, who is now the Senior Vice President of Global Products. She was formerly the Senior Vice President of Global Marketing. So we're actually going to talk to her mostly about marketing topics, and then we'll say what she's going to do next. But you're going to find out about all that and more on Insider Travel Report. Helen, it's great to see you again. We usually catch up at this time, and it's wonderful to hear all. First of all, congratulations on your move to Global Products, and we're going to talk about it at the end. But congratulations. It sounds like a great move.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I've been a Virtuoso for 5 years now in the marketing role, and I'm looking forward to, creating impact in new ways for the organization and the whole network.
Well, next year we'll talk to you about global products, all right? This year we're going to talk about global marketing because that's what you've been doing. And you told Virtuoso advisors at the general session at the beginning of Virtuoso Week, seems like such a long time ago, this was 6 days ago, that they should position themselves as super influencers. How are you helping them do that?
Right. Well, they are super influencers with the relationships they have with their clients as trusted advisors. One of the things we've done recently is we've launched a new content center for social media. Mm-hmm. And we're populating that not only with Virtuoso content that's created and curated, but we're also bringing in new feeds with direct partner, our preferred partner content. That enables our advisors to personalize it, put it in their own channels, right. And they already have followers themselves. So think about, their influence on their own social channels using preferred partner content, and they are super influencers. Now, from our standpoint, we have some 425,000 followers on our social channels, but this takes the audience to a reach of 2.7 and counting. So this is Social Content Center is our fastest adopted platform since launching. Right. And we've already got 2,800 travel advisors using it.
Okay, that's
and
great.
So there's a 2.7 million reach. Now, I said on the stage that was last week's numbers.
Okay.
After Virtuoso Travel Week, that's probably grown quite a bit.
Well, I hope so. In 6 days, you got a few hundred or a few thousand more. We'll see what happens.
So yes, indeed, indeed.
So that's a great program that they can now avail themselves from, and it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. I think it's going to be amazing with all the preferred partner content now, right?
It for sure. I think also I'll make the point, people are the new brands, right? So that super influencer part of this really comes from the trust of a human being, right? The relationship that you have in a world that's, moving fast and highly digital. This is an opportunity for the reach and the voice of our advisors to reach their communities of clients as a trusted advisor using this unique content that we're providing. Now the partners do have a direct flow into the center now too. We trialed that right before Virtuoso Travel Week, and while we've been here, we've opened that up now for some of our preferred partners who are early adopters and want to be able to, while we sleep, we're not creating everything, they're able to put their content into this center, and advisors are in control. They
decide what they're going to put up.
They decide. And listen, we have some who may not have, marketing teams or whatnot, and they want to set it, they want to automate it, and they can have that choice. But for those who really want to personalize it, they want to select, or they're really focused on very specific communities or niches, they can do that. Again, they're in control. It's their voice. And we've got the ability to translate in 18 different languages.
Wow.
So we're really...
Which echoes the Virtuoso's global context now, because you're in how many different countries now? I lost track. I asked Matthew that.
I think we had 107 represented here at Virtuoso Travel Week, of the 107 or 108. But we are all over the world now, and it's so important for us to, be able to resonate in a region, and also through the voice of the advisor. They are the experts. So that ability to, it's more than translation. You know what I mean? It's the ability to kind of personalize it, but also do it in language for these regions. So the things we're doing these days as Virtuoso, we're really looking for not how do we create those products, how do we create marketing that connects, but also how do we make sure that it's regionally relevant or resident.
Yeah, well, and into that vein, beyond the social media aspect, you are now have your Virtuoso magazine, yeah. And then you're working in a global PR effort because you got to be everywhere. And I believe that magazine may be in different languages.
We've been expanding the magazine quite a bit. We've actually got it, the U.S. and Canada. We've had it for years. Australia, New Zealand. We launched it in the U.K. and Ireland this past year, and in 2026 now we're taking it to Greater China.
Oh, well, that's going to be an effort. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, we're really looking forward to that. Our members have had an interest in that and getting it into the hands of their clients. So we're going to continue to roll the magazine out as well.
And you also have to have a global PR effort too.
And we absolutely do. Misty Bellas does a great job with our PR globally. We continue to invest in that. Of course, it's an engine for building the brand, and also providing that visibility for our advisors and our preferred partners around the world.
Fantastic. Now, you mentioned at one point, I forget, was it on our trade press conference, or maybe it was in the general session, that your Virtuoso agencies really want you to move even faster and really put all your content in one place for preferred partners. Is that happening now?
Well, I'll come back to the content center. So interestingly, as soon as we launched the content center, we had a few phone calls from some of our members. Jack Ezon from Embark Beyond was the first one to call.
Why am I not surprised?
I know, he's an early adopter. And he said, hey, is it possible that we could have all of our content managed in this content center? And I said, I think that is possible. Let's see if we can make that happen. So we looked into it, and we were able to do that with our platform partner and offer an opportunity for our members to use the platform for all of their social media content. So they have access to all of the Virtuoso content, the preferred partner content we have flowing in there, and then their own content all in one place, to schedule it, manage it, and also watch the metrics. So it's a great solution. And now I think we have, I believe it's 5 member agencies that are coming into that. And again, we've been talking to some of the members here about it. It's very new, but this was in the speed aspect of it. How can we be responsive when we get a request, and how can we scale that? Where does it make sense? So that's been a good play. The other side of that was the partner flows, right? It was sort of an aha moment that, gosh, we can curate and we can put content in there, but what if we can enable, our partners to put it directly in, our cruise lines, our hotels, our destinations, to just create a wealth of content that our members around the world can use.
And then you'll get more members, you'll get more viewers and more consumers looking at it. Now, let's shift gears a little bit, and you talked a little bit about what you're calling a new mastery program that really is focused on cruise initially. How does this work? And I know you also had this cruise icon program that was similar to that, and there are Virtuoso cruise icons, right?
We've had cruise icons for quite a long time, right. And the mastery program is really about creating an environment where you can take top producers or those who really want to learn a certain vertical, like cruise. We'll eventually do it for all of our different verticals, hotels, etc. But you want to focus on that, and it provides a pathway to potentially become an icon at some point in time. So there's training, there's collaboration, there's a community there to help provide the tips, tricks, and education of what's the secret to becoming a great, advisor for selling cruise or in the future hotels, etc. So we're starting with cruise with the mastery program, and we'll roll that out through our other verticals as time goes on.
Fantastic. Well, we lost our light here, but we're going to finish up. We only have a couple of other questions, and so I just noticed that it wasn't the lights in the room; it was my light. I guess I've been doing a lot of interviews today, but this is the battery's worn down. Let's talk a little bit about a program you introduced a while ago, and and I want to find out how you've augmented and extended. It's the So Virtuoso program, which I remember you did a series of really, I think, effective ads, and then you've carried that through to a lot of different things, right?
We have, and kind of coming back to the origins of that So Virtuoso platform. We call it a platform. It's not a campaign because it was never created for Virtuoso. It was created for our partners. It was created for our members and to tell their stories. So what we've done over the past couple of years is we've really extended that into telling more preferred partner stories and advisor stories. So we've got ways like first look videos, for instance, is something that we've done to extend our content around new hotels coming in, or those properties that may have a new program to launch or a new feature to launch. But the So Virtuoso continues to engage, our partners and our members, and we're just continuing to grow that content around the world. Right. So, that's another thing in addition to the PR that we continue to push out there. We do place advertising. We do place some media. But the real influence and engine of the So Virtuoso campaign, a lot of it happens through social media, but it really is about that storytelling about our members and our partners.
You're going to be doing something different now in your new role as Senior Vice President, Global Products. What will that entail? What are you going to be doing?
So, marketing's always worked very closely with product as long as I've been here. So that will continue. But on the product side, we're really about creating experiences, whether it's the digital experience, we've got somebody in charge of that. Our network products, our what we call media products, those are email marketing, direct marketing, our social media content center, the magazine, overseeing that. And then we've got training and professional development.
Okay.
So we've got leads for all of those different product areas. But we're constantly listening to the network. How can we provide unique value, things that are additive to what our members and our partners are already doing themselves, or that they maybe can't do on their own, or that we can do in aggregate to make a greater impact for them. So how do we create, intuitive products, things that are easy to use but also meaningful? And really the trifecta, winning formula is when we're able to provide unique value for our members and advisors in combination with our preferred partners, and it benefits the traveler as well. That's where we get, our real wins. The content center that we were talking about earlier is one of those things, right? We're able to create resonant content for the traveler, but it's equally benefiting the preferred partner and the advisors.
Well, next year we'll come back and ask you what you've done in that, and another year when we come back to Virtuoso Week. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure I'll see you before that, but
I'm sure.
but it'll be fun to talk to you about this new role and what you're going to be doing in it. Now that we've lost our light and the interview is at an end, I don't know. We're all dressed up. I think we should go to the gala.
I think we're going to the gala. I think we're going to see Leslie Odom Jr. there too tonight.
I heard that. Yeah, that's a big one. So that last year we saw Cynthia Erivo, who was amazing. So you're keeping up that tradition, right?
We like to end big, and then we all head off to the club,
the
right?
Club
right.
B. That's what. Well, I'm going to see about that one. I will see. But anyway, Helen, it's great to see you as always. And in fact, I think I'm sitting with you tonight, so we're going to be at the table. So as always, we're off to the gala. And as for me, this wraps it up for Virtuoso Travel Week. And it's been a great week. It's exhausting, but it is a good exhaustion. And we've been doing tons of interviews. We're doing lots of articles. And hopefully you got a chance to get a sense of what Virtuoso is today. And I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.